The worldview are the different ways of seeing the world according to different peoples, cultures, religions, and the different topics. For example, the worldview of the creation of the world. We know are many definitions. What does the worldview influence everyday life? Many people do not think about how much the worldview influence in daily life and then more so within the church itself. However, when their beliefs described in other worldview, they are confronted with reality and lead the person to reorient the focus of their thoughts.
The Northern Theory. The Northern Theory was a racial thesis in vogue at the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the century 20. He looked advantage of the model of the common anthropology of his time according to which the European peoples. They were divided into third supremacies of the Caucasic races, the Northern, the Alpine, and the Mediterranean. What does the word Northern mean? Belonging to or related to Northern Europe to Nordic, a group of Germanic languages of Northern Europe. Europe, among which the Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, and Indonesian stand out.
What is Valhalla? Valhalla in Norse mythology is one of the most structured and important places of the legends of the Vikings, also having a lot of influence on stories of Norse god characters such as Odin, Thor, and Loki. Valhalla in Norse mythology is a name to many know well, while other people may only have reference because they have heard or seen in video games or in movies and comics like those of Marvel.
They were a people from Northern Europe, Germanic population in Scandinavia, and whose relationship with the Vikings. They are a myth about this that consists that they were ornate elements, but easily for them. What came after this process? They believed if after, in fact, the species during the battle under Valhalla, a king of Paris or heaven.
There's goods. There are many goods, but there are some that stand out, such as Freya, the goddess of luck and destiny; Balder, the god of light and purity; Vidar, the silent god of vengeance; the Tyr, the god of war; he, the ruler of the underworld. But there are three who are very important. These are Odin, the king, and the gods. Possibly the most very bad enemy of all Norse gods. What regard of the king of the tribe of gods. Odin have always been prominent in the pantheon. Germanic mythology have is evident in the Zeus Germania. Third, the loyal defender of Asgard, god of the thunder, with his might of the boisterous ways, personified the formidable warriors who was courted high status in the Germany society of ancient or early medieval times. Frigg, king of the gods. Frigg was regarded of the king and the lord and the gods of the sky, often associated with fertility that had no motherhood, marriage, and even domestic affairs. The mythical aspect of Frigg were more related to the perceived happiness family life.
In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is the word tree. Yggdrasil is mentioned in the poetic Edda, compiled in the 30th century from previous traditional sources, as well as the prose Edda. Yggdrasil is a huge center hash tree that is considered very sacred. The Aesir go to Yggdrasil every day to receive the attention of her gods.
The Northern World Scandinavia cosmology is the mythology believes that the Northern peoples has about the origin and evolution of the universe as well as the general laws that govern the physical world.